Remember the whispered words from the movie Field of Dreams which said, if you build it, they will come? Well, the Order of the Arrow built it, and boy did they come. This year we brought the National Order of the Arrow Conference to Iowa State University in Ames, our own Field of Dreams, so to speak.
What better place to hold a conference, the purpose of which is to train and develop a brotherhood in fellowship. We have built a conference where anything is possible,
And everything we dream is within our reach.
It is said that man is social by nature. What could be more social than a conference? What could be better than a gathering of 7,000 of your closest friends? It's a chance to make contact. But with what? And with whom? Is it just some kind of abstract concept that gathers individuals together? The clock keeps ticking. Time is continually moving forward. It is constant, much like the principles that bind us, each to every other. But this is our time to connect with those principles, just as it is our time to connect with one another.
Dare to strike new ground. Dare to strike new ground.
Without risk, there is no triumph. Without risk, there is no triumph.
One individual can make a difference. One individual can make a difference.
I begin to wonder, what would it be like if I were to reach out and make contact, connect with just one of them?
Would I be less of who I am?
Or would I be more?
Would I get to know myself?
Or would I get to know what it's like to be a brother?
And so I reach, bending who I am, striving to connect.
And as I do, I find that there are others willing to put themselves out there in the world.
And they too follow with this connection.
And what I find, rather than isolation, is purpose.
I'm not just a single beam of light, but I am one of many.
Many connected beams of light, so intertwined that they seem to go on forever.
Different people from different lodges have gathered from across the nation to around the world.
But we are more than just the sum of our individual parts.
We are the Boy Scouts of America.
The world's largest youth service organization.
We are the Order of the Arrow.
Scouting's National Honor Society.
And together, we can make a difference. Arrowmen, please welcome the many representatives from across the nation and several foreign countries as they carry the insignia of our Order's local lodges.
As we, individuals, connect for the 2004 National Order of the Arrow Conference.
From the rocky banks of the Maine shore to the crowded streets of Manhattan, from the vast Iowa heartland to the white sands of South Beach, from Colorado's Rocky Mountains to the Pacific coast of California, from the pristine Alaskan tundra to the beauty of the warm Hawaiian Islands. Tonight, from 50 states, Puerto Rico, and several foreign countries, from many cultures, ethnicities, and differing backgrounds, we come together unified under a single purpose, a purpose as similar as the white sashes representing our membership in this order, a purpose hallmarked by the Scout Oath and Law. We are as different as the various colors sewn into our lodge insignia, yet our purpose has remained unchanged during the course of our 89-year history, as we strive to live out the ideals of Scouting's National Honor Society.
Please welcome, from Needham, Massachusetts, Northeast Region Chief Ed Lines. Hailing from Dubuque, Iowa, the Central Region Chief Joe Sodawasser. Representing the Southern Region from Pinnacle, North Carolina, Seth Dearman. From San Lorenzo, California, representing the Western Region, Matthew Griffiths. From Stuttgart, Germany, the National Vice Chief of the Order of the Arrow, David Dowdy. Joining us from Tetonwana Lodge of the Sioux Council, from Pierre, South Dakota, please welcome the 2004 National Chief, Jeff Hayward.
Fellow Arrowmen, allow me to welcome you to this, the 2004 National Order of the Arrow Conference. Join us in making a commitment that can bring this conference and its living, breathing theme to life. Chosen to serve, inspired to lead. Dave will now share some of his personal thoughts with you as our National Vice Chief.
I have experienced the work we do in the Order of the Arrow in many unique forms, and each one inspiring. The youth I have encountered, although stumbling now and then, have never failed to complete their mission. They have never failed to complete our mission. Think of all the faces and names that you have heard since you have arrived, and imagine the hundreds and thousands that you will encounter during the course of this conference. Ask yourself, how many are you willing to call your friends when those that we call true friends are around? How many would you be a real brother to at school or work? And how many of us could say that we truly live our own admonition to love one another at all times? One of our greatest duties in the Order of the Arrow is to be true brothers to all. But what I am asking each of us to do is to take these moments of service and cheerfulness home. Extend this brotherhood beyond the boundaries of the Order, beyond those who wear the sash. Reach out to those brothers we all have that do not wear a scouting uniform, for they are the ones who need us the most. Remember, we are those who have been chosen to serve, and as such, it is our duty to perpetuate the Order and its existence and act as a brother to all. Thank you.
Chosen to serve. Each one of us has been selected by our peers as those who best exemplify the points of the Scout Oath and Law in our daily lives. Inspired to lead is something different, though. It's setting the example, both in and out of the Scout uniform. It's knowing that as leaders, we're being watched by people daily, as leaders in our schools, communities, and societies. It's knowing that we have the opportunity to have a profound effect on someone by changing their lives.
Much like the swallows returning to Capistrano, we gather for our conference.
Okay, but the swallows don't wave at the camera when they land.
So, what do you think most brings people here? Dedication to comprehensive and intense training, or the allure of colorful patch trading?
You know, I'm not really sure. Maybe we could do a quick survey. Hey, stand up. What's your name? Where are you from?
Andrew from Boston, Massachusetts.
And Andrew, do you prefer patch trading or training?
Patch trading.
How about you? Stand up, man. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Tom. I'm also from Boston, Massachusetts.
All right. Now, for you, is it patch trading or is it more training?
Well, I like trading. I think it's a lot of fun, but I think the training sessions are important because you can really learn a lot, and then you can use what you learned back in your lodge.
So don't waste your time this week. Patches are bright and shiny, but knowledge is forever.
I see a door, but I don't know what's behind it. I go through it. I turn around, and it's no longer there. I can't go back. I've changed. I'm different. That's life. I look around, and I see another door appear, and another, and another. It's as if the room just filled up with possibilities.
You know, there are thousands of doors here across campus, and you're going to go through hundreds this week at NOAC.
But we can't see what's behind the doors, so what are we to do?
Well, it's all about choice. On the other side lie hundreds of possibilities to connect with somebody.
Behind one could be one of the best friends you'll ever have in your life.
Or a new training session that will unlock new doors.
NOAC, it's a great door to open.
It is. The possibilities and connections are all right through there.
Well, I'm going. The greatest National Order of the Arrow Conference is about to begin.
Me too. And we challenge you all to try to go through all of the doors at this year's conference.
And so together, we who have been chosen to serve will be inspired to lead.
Brothers, we are ready!
our theology of servant leadership.
At every conference, exhibitors are brought in to showcase the latest in camping equipment and other scouting-related products. Well, I guess the cliche, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, still holds true. But here at NOAC, we're all about teaching arrowmen of all ages new things.
Scout Executive of the Boy Scouts of America, Roy L. Williams.
I've got several reasons of being here this evening. One is that I love the Order of the Arrow. I'm truly honored to be here tonight because you're the vanguard of this movement. You're the cream of the crop, and believe me, we're proud of you. Never doubt the value of your works and the impact you have on this movement and your communities. Your brotherhood builds scouting, and scouting builds better youth, and those youth are the very future of this nation. It's plain to me that the brightest days and the greatest works of the Order of the Arrow and the Boy Scouts are yet to be. Sir Isaac Newton wrote, "If I have seen farther than others, it is because I was standing on the shoulders of giants." The same applies to the scouting movement. Young people in this great movement follow the examples set forth by this order. And if we have reached higher and accomplished more on behalf of our nation's youth, it's because you've helped point the way. So on behalf of the Boy Scouts of America, I came here to thank you and say God bless you all and enjoy a great conference.
It is an honor to introduce to you the 2004 Distinguished Service Award recipients.
The servant of all is the greatest of all. The success of the Order of the Arrow today is the result of the services of a great many of our brothers, past and present, who have made this statement from our ordeal ceremony a reality in their everyday lives.
We are pleased to present the Red Arrow Award this year to the following three individuals: Joseph Sotari, Nancy Gully, Paula G. Mont.
Tonight, the National Order of the Arrow Committee is proud to present its second Lifetime Achievement Award to another outstanding arrowman and scouter, Dr.
I go this way but once. If there is any service that I can give to my fellow man, let me do it now, for I will not pass this way again. It has been the highest honor to be of service to the Boy Scouts of America. God bless you all.
Arrowman, once again, our National Chief, Jeff Hayward.
Having just caught a glimpse of some of our Order's greatest servants, I would challenge you to consider the people in life who have shaped the course of your leadership. I recently traveled to Lewis and Clark Scout Camp, the very place where I was inducted into the Order. I walked into the dining hall and was reminded of a time when a dear friend, Stephen, lent me a hand with the dishes following an evening Cracker Barrel. That summer, he came back to camp and worked in nearly every program area, anywhere that needed help. And in the fall of that same year, at our lodge's fall conclave, Stephen was called out for the Vigil Honor. Being selected for the Vigil Honor is an emotional experience, but what I saw in Stephen was somehow very different. I saw feelings of elation, of happiness, of accomplishment. But Stephen didn't come to our lodge's vigil retreat that year. What none of us knew was that just before Stephen came to camp that summer, his doctor indicated that he had only a few months to live. When it would have been so much easier to just give up, Stephen stood strong and continued living. It reminds me of a part of our Order's obligation. We'll seek to preserve a cheerful spirit, even in the midst of irksome tasks and weighty responsibilities. Stephen most certainly kept his promise. Earlier, I spoke of leaders in our nation's history: Meriwether Lewis, Teddy Roosevelt, and George Washington. As I reflect upon the four servant leaders who have inspired me, a single quality of leadership can easily be attributed to each of them. It was ambition for Lewis and Clark, courage for Teddy Roosevelt, selflessness for George Washington, and that quality for Stephen was spirit. Everyone here tonight has the ability to strengthen our order and lead our nation, and each of us has the humanity to put them into action. Who will choose to be the leaders of tomorrow? Like Stephen, who among you will never fail to inspire the people in your life? Will it be you? Or you? Or you? Alawat said, "And he who follows such a pathway in unwavering cheerful service will be seen by many others and, by inspiration, lead them."
This is the most important day to remember. That's Mrs. Baranko playing host to 10 of my closest friends. Her husband was once my lodge advisor, but we can't talk about him yet. It's not time. First, you have to meet Michael. Last year, Michael was selected to lead the Brotherhood hike. All Brotherhood candidates were assembled and led into the forest, never to be seen or heard from again. Just kidding. They all came back 22 hours later. Okay, so now you know about Michael. Time to meet Johnny Baranko.
There's something very special in here. My father gave it to me when I was about your age, and I've managed to keep tabs on it all these years. It's an old antique compass.
Cool.
Do you remember that Brotherhood hike when you took all those boys out in the woods and got lost?
I thought everyone forgot about that.
Well, I'll never forget it. This old compass reminds me of you, Michael, and I want you to have it. The important thing, Michael, isn't knowing where you are. It's knowing where you're going. You were always my favorite. Now, don't go telling the other boys that. We wouldn't want any bruised egos.
So that was Johnny Baranko. Charming, isn't he?
Wanted to thank you.
Well, Niles and Kevin are about to make their entrance. It never ceases to amaze me how these guys are friends, especially considering the way Michael stabbed Niles in the back. We were at our lodge's winter fellowship at Camp Bratton Green.
Michael, have you found that letter opener yet?
Yeah, here it is. Oh, Niles!
Ow!
Are you okay, man?
Niles was fine. The letter opener barely cut him, but the scar it left was quite impressive.
Well, it hurt a lot more coming out.
That makes sense, you know. It's usually very easy to do damage. Healing is always the difficult and most complicated part.
I hear you.
Good. You were always my favorite.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Baranko, it's me, Kevin.
What on earth do you have there, young man?
Well, I couldn't find any AA batteries, so I decided I'd try to fix this car battery to your remote.
There's really not a lot left to say about Kevin. By now you get the picture.
Why am I not shocked by that?
Nice kid, but gullible.
You see this medicine bag? This belonged to Chris Hansford. He wore it his entire term as lodge chief, and then he gave it to me.
Wow.
Do you know what's in it?
What?
Heart. The biggest heart you ever saw. You see, for every one of his experiences, for all of his successes, and each of his failures, he would take a little something and place it in the bag. Then, every now and then, he would take a look inside at all the experience, all the wisdom that he had gained. And then he would share it with someone like you. One day, Kevin, you'll be very old and very wise. Do you know you were always my favorite?
So there you have it. Quite the happy little scene, isn't it? In fact, it's almost perfect. There's just one thing missing. Me.
What are you doing here? I didn't think you had the nerve to show up.
You look sick. Think you'll die soon?
Soon enough.
I brought you donuts. I know how much you like them.
Doctor says I can't. One bite of a donut and I'll drop dead.
Why do you think I brought 12? I've done more for this lodge than anyone else. I've accomplished more in a year than the last 3 lodge chiefs put together. So why does everybody else get the credit and attention while I'm doing all the real work? Huh? Why? What did they ever do to deserve good old Johnny Baranko's attention? No matter how hard I work, no matter what I do, it was never good enough.
Here.
What is it?
It's the unbroken link. It's the tie that binds. It was your father's.
This is handwriting. These are his notes?
Yes.
Am I anything like my father?
I think it doesn't matter. Your father was...
You know what? Enjoy your donuts.
You just be ready. I want him taken care of, once and for all.
Like I said, this is the most important day to remember.
NOAC 2004, great food.
You are the ones that are the important people here at this conference. First of all, the lodge chiefs. You guys are the leaders of this organization. The new airmen that are here are the future. You guys bring new life to the order. New members keep the program dynamic. You also bring enthusiasm because you have the most opportunities available to you.
There you are, sir.
That's because you're from the South.
Founders Day is a great way for lodges from across the nation to gather together to celebrate and honor the heritage of our Order's founder, Dr. E. Erner Goodman. Founders Day, a national fellowship of sorts, features a vast array of displays from lodges and exhibitors, and offers a good time for Arrowmen of all ages and interests.
There you go.
The National Order of the Arrow Shows team puts on shows throughout the conference. Each year, they put on an original theatrical production called the Theme Show. This year's theme show, Voices, captivated the audience and delivered an important message focused on the values of scouting and our order.
So is this it, Michael? Witches Rocks?
Yep, Witches Rocks. This is the place.
This is all your idea, Aiden.
Yeah, right. How do you figure?
You're the one who wanted to go geocaching or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Aiden, you started all this.
Please. All I did was look up the coordinates, which I wouldn't have done except for good old Johnny Barranco. It was Indiana Jones here who wanted to come out here in the first place.
So I never quite understood. Why did Mr. Barranco want you to check out the web? I mean, he just said, Aiden, you're a real hardhead. Check out this website.
Here we go. Exhibit A. That was my dad's. Barranco left a note inside to tell me to check out the website.
Let me see. Nothing about geocaching here.
In the bag, genius.
Plug in these coordinates and share what you find with your friends. And don't say I never gave you anything.
So does this mean you actually took Mr. Barranco's advice
Does
for
this
once?
mean you want to lose that leg?
Stop it!
Happy birthday, Aiden. I've got something for you.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Well, do I make a wish?
Yeah.
Of course.
Although I snuff out this candle, may it be my steadfast purpose that... yada, yada, yada.
It's weird, but at that moment, all I could wish for was a chance to stop time, to stay there on that rock until I was old enough to understand my life.
Let's hear it.
Okay. This used to belong to Mr. Barranco, and before that it belonged to his father. This is a compass, but it can't tell me where to go. It only points in one direction. So if I want to lead others, I have to choose the course to follow. I have to find my own direction and have the courage to act on it.
Niles, the dumbest person on earth. How is faking an injury, and a stupid injury at that, supposed to help me?
Well, you're right. It was a stupid injury. And like you said, I had only myself to blame for it. But you guys still helped me out.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a real pleasure.
I'm sure it wasn't. But that's the point. After your fight, Mr. Barranco told me something about your dad. He said that your dad always had respect for people. That's all I've got.
Well, you already know whose this is. The thing I never understood is why Mr. Barranco wanted me to have it. He just told me this is what your father wore around during his term as lodge chief. He would put things inside each time he learned something new about leadership. These are his experiences, his heart. It should be yours.
That night I was being watched by the ghost of my dead lodge advisor, the memories of a father I never knew, and someone else.
What if it's like a drug running operation, and this is a drop-off point?
In Utah? Makes sense to me. There must be some reason why they call this place Witches Rocks.
Anyway, what else is in that bag?
I don't know. I'll just dump it out.
Oh, no, you won't.
dead.
Don't freak out. Nothing's going to happen.
She's casting a spell on us.
There's no such thing.
You have come far.
She's a witch.
Okay, okay. So who are you?
I am the great lady Ignatian Davenport von Aberdeen III. Call me Iggy.
Her name is Iggy.
What sort of a name is that?
Well, the name I go by.
She's nuts.
I ain't no fruitcake boy.
Now, calm down, lady. Iggy, whatever. Look, we don't believe in all this magic stuff anyway.
Yeah, we don't worship candles or whatever either.
Neither do I. See, I'm a Methodist. We're not allowed.
So you're a Methodist, but you light these candles out of some sort of tradition?
Not just a tradition.
It's getting dark. I say we find this time capsule.
Geocache.
Whatever. And get out of here as soon as possible.
What are you doing, Niles?
Exchanging screen names for Instant Messenger. So that's ChunkyLover2004 at AOL.com.
I'm on most every day, up until 6.
Unbelievable.
Let's look, come on. Find anything?
Nothing here.
Nada.
Keep looking.
That night at Witch's Rocks, it was finally beginning to sink in. After 13 years, I was still searching. If these rocks held the key to my father's past, I needed to find it.
Hey, lady, what's going on?
Well, you searched through my things. Turnabout is fair play.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you gotta be the only kid on the planet who doesn't appreciate it when his friends throw a birthday party for him halfway around the country and give you gifts from the heart.
You don't understand. These gifts have strings attached.
This compass. Oh, a letter opener. Oh. How about your father's medicine bag? Did you ever think these might be clues to something bigger?
Like what?
Like the reason you're here.
We're here to find a geocache.
Because I took it?
Give it to me now.
Oh, yes, sir. You're the boss, aren't you, boss? Sure thing, boss.
I said stop it!
Or what? You gonna fight with me like you fought with Johnny Barranco? Is that your thing, yelling at old people? Well, I ain't on my deathbed, sweet cheeks. I would have shoved those donuts right up your tender nether.
Whoa. Lady, who are you?
Now, that's the first question you've asked all night. It wasn't entirely about you. Your father was a good man.
How do you know that?
Because we used to work together, he and I. Oh, how Chris used to talk about you and your mother. I never met a man more proud of his family. Johnny told those other boys they were his favorite because that's what they needed to hear. You didn't need encouragement like that. You're already strong. But you can't get any stronger unless you help them grow. So you have a choice. You can start serving their needs, or you can just keep serving yourself. It looks to me like your journey here has been an ordeal. Maybe you need that kind of time again. We all do from time to time. Aiden, child, find your place out there and don't come back until you've figured things out.
Listen, Mr. Barranco and I had a lot of history, but it wasn't his fault. He tried to be my advisor. He was talking, but I wasn't listening. Don't make the same mistake. Give him a chance. I swear he meant well by all this. wisdom, courage, humanity. That's what Mr. Barranco was trying to say.
You really were listening for once, weren't you?
Thanks.
That's still the corniest thing you have ever said.
Search first within yourself, and you will begin to see outward things differently.
Through many moons unflinching, you hold fast to scouting pledges.
Safeguard this pamphlet. I'm just kidding.
Smith! Aiden Hansford!
Michael Hughes!
Niall Smith!
For he who serves his fellows is of all his fellows greatest.
He who follows such a pathway, an unwavering cheerful service, will be seen by many others and, by inspiration, lead them, lead them, lead them, lead them, lead them.
Now, with courage on this first step, follow me and these my brothers. Let us try to find the arrow. Wimmock ding ding, wimmock ding ding.
Wingle lousing, wingle lousing.
Witz-a-Hemaway! Witz-a-Hemaway!
I think it's a geocache.
Corn? This stuff is everywhere.
I think this is for you. It's got your name on it.
Tonight I dug through the layers of my past and found that the only thing in life of lasting are the values that make the connections with one another.
The human heart compels me, well, all of us for that matter, to lead. But for the first time I really understood, to lead is to serve. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle.
After the theme show, all Arrowmen gathered at the rededication ceremony to rededicate themselves to the ideals and obligation of the Order of the Arrow. So, yet another National Order of the Arrow Conference has come to its conclusion. With all we've done this week, we have experienced the culmination of what our order has to offer, here, in this, our field of dreams. Although we are about to depart, we do not have to depart from the dreams which we have had, nor do we have to depart from the dreams which have come true. They will be ours forever.